Do young people get the movie?
I thought they did. I mean, it was understandably mixed, but
You ready to go?
Yes. Go. Kevin Costner said, number one, it's good to see you again. I just started to tell you that I sat in Toronto in a packed movie theater, watching Field of Dreams, and as I said to Phil Robinson, you know, there really is a kind of territorial imperative for Canadians about this work. It's difficult not to keep saying Shoeless Joe for those of us who read the book. And because of Phil...
Pretty hard for us, too.
Is it?
Yes.
Why the change? What's the marketing, research?
Marketing.
Well, now we know one of the reasons you got out of that field.
Right, exactly.
Into a field of dreams.
Bunch of know-it-alls.
They're the people who come back with the demographics and say, this is what the public wants.
Right.
And we'll force it on them.
That's why it took 8 years to make Shoeless Joe.
When I was speaking to Phil Robinson, your director and screenwriter, he was explaining reading the book in 1982. And I asked him, after the unique experience of Rhinestone and disowning it, and then doing something as wonderful as All of Me and directing In the Mood, what sustains a filmmaker over a period of 6 years? And he explained it, and I wonder, when did Field of Dreams enter your life? How long did you know about the property before you filmed it?
I think probably about January of last year I read it. And wasn't going to be able to do it because of the conflict, and they decided to wait for me. So that worked out well for me.
I remember when we were talking in Los Angeles at the time of Bull Durham, and I think a day or two after that you were leaving for Iowa. Didn't it happen very quickly after promoting Bull Durham?
I can't remember exactly, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the order of things.
There's something else, too. Phil Robinson was talking about your regard for your fellow actors, and I know you've said things in the past about your regard for someone like Peter O'Toole, who can be as large on the screen as he is on the stage and trade places with his own persona. And there you are, yet again. James Earl Jones, Ray Liotta, and Burt Lancaster. And for those of us for whom the movies are a real experience, Burt Lancaster is one of those movie icons. And the moment we see Doc walking down the street,
moves you,
and Ray yells out, Doc Graham, you feel yourself saying, those are Burt Lancaster's shoulders.
Yes, exactly.
And suddenly he's there.
It's very magical. It's giving me tingles now to think about it a little bit. He just is, it's very special. But you know, when I pick movies, I pick them when I think the other roles are good, because I know when the other roles are good, I know we will get great actors. And I'm not surprised at how we lucked out.
There's also an extraordinary on-screen chemistry with you and Amy Madigan. You are a couple. She's feisty.
Oh, yeah.
But with charm. She never alienates you with her feistiness.
Right.
It's integrity.
She's great. She is absolutely great in the movie. Yeah, we were a couple. I mean, he's probably the kind of relationship we're raised. Probably the last 12 years, always going, Annie, stop it. You know, he's about the only one that can stop her. You know, because she's feisty.
We sit here and talk about Field of Dreams. You have another film on the way called Revenge, with Anthony Quinn, and I was interested because Jim Harrison, the author, spoke in Toronto recently at an authors forum, and he told a story about how he had brought Jack Nicholson together with John Huston, and they wanted to make Revenge, and no studio would finance it because they said John Huston was too old and too ill. And after that, Huston and Nicholson did Preetsy's Honor, Huston did The Dead, and Revenge is Yours with Anthony Quinn.
Right.
Extraordinary circle.
Exactly. Exactly. Tough movie, that movie, too.
I gather.
Yeah, I mean, the themes of it are very tough. They're very tough.
You've done something else very quickly, too. With the film work that we've talked about over the years, you've made the announcement of your directorial debut with an extraordinary property, Dancing with the Wolves. Is it Lieutenant Dunbar?
Lieutenant Dunbar, right.
Are you hot to trot to get behind? As you said, it's not going to be a movie about how the West was won, but rather one about how the West was lost.
Right. I'm keen to do it. There's days when I think I can't, and there's days when I think I can. And so, so the days I think I can't, I run a lot faster than the days I think I can. It's just a matter of me trying to prepare and make the best movies that can mean something and can stop you when you walk out of the theater.
Bill Robinson said that he kept a copy of W.P. Kinsella's Shoeless Joe on his table during the filming. And I know Kinsella visited the set. Did you have a copy of Shoeless Joe nearby?
I never read it. I never read the book, and I didn't do it on purpose. I just felt that I didn't want to overload an already brilliant screenplay. Because I think Phil probably sweated, agonized over things that would not make the movie that were in the book. So I didn't need to add to his woes that way. I had plenty other times to make Phil pull his hair out.
It's a pleasure seeing you again. I compliment you on Field of Dreams and Ray Kinsella. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Kevin Costner. Thank you. I was paying attention.